Hello and welcome into the Sporting Pod, along with Tony Allegretti and Emerson Burris and Mauricio Ruiz. I'm Cole Pepper. Coming up today on the pod, the final tune-up for the regular season is upon us, plus what Briana Scurry's visit brought to the soccer community, and looking ahead to the start of the Premier League. We are fed by the Bearded Pig, locally owned and operated with the original location in San Marco. Make sure you swing by the Bearded Pig for great barbecue and great times. Okay, we've got a lot to cover today on a lot of different fronts. Let's start with the final preseason opportunity, which, if you are not right on listening as soon as we upload the podcast, may have already happened. Maybe it's your weekend afternoon pleasure to listen to this podcast. Maybe it's your Sunday evening.
I feel like our typical podcast listeners get it pretty quick. Like have it an alert.
Yeah,
or
like the New Heights podcast yesterday. I was on it at 7 p.m. to watch Taylor Swift, of course.
Well, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's it. And we
Very
are
similar.
exactly. We are often thought of in sort of media realms as
totally
Swift
Yeah,
like.
Right.
Tony Allegretti has often been called the Taylor Swift of Jacksonville.
Well, one cool thing is that I do that you can do at home, and forgive me if this messes up anything at home right now, but you can say, Alexa, play the Sporting Pod, and it'll come on, and it'll be the latest episode. Or if you were in the middle of one, it'll start the one you were listening to before.
I would be interested, by the way, before we get into the things we're actually thinking about talking today.
No.
I would like to hear from anybody who is a podcast listener of how and when, if you have a routine for listening to the podcast. Do you just listen to it in the car while you're driving because it pops up on your podcast app and it's there? Do you listen to it around the house while you're making dinner on your Alexa or other device of some kind? Do you watch it on YouTube while you're sitting at your desk acting like you're working? Like, I'd love to hear that. So you can email us at sportingpod at sportingjacks.com.
That's right. And I think the Sporting Pod at works also.
Yes. So just let us know. I'd be curious. We'll cover those in the future. I also do want to, I was thinking about this yesterday for the podcast. I'd like to include some more interactivity with listeners. So once we have games and people have thoughts or input, we'll welcome those kind of comments. You can always hit us up on our various social media platforms. Do your own research to find that yourself. Okay. On Saturday, I think at 11 a.m. kickoff.
11 to noon.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Is this in Kentucky?
In Kentucky, it will be Sporting Jacks against Lexington SC. I will point out a couple of facts about this matchup. Number one, it is the first preseason matchup against a professional team since the closed door against Orlando Pride, which was the first opportunity in the preseason for Sporting Jacks. It is also the last chance to get everything tuned up before the start of the season against a team that has had some major changes in the offseason, including bringing in Amina Ekic, who was the Player of the Year last year in the Super League, now the Gainbridge Super League. So, what is
where was Ekic before?
Spokane.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Bosnian International as well. Really
baller.
impressed. Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to go around the room and also to Portugal and get everybody's thoughts on what they think is the one single biggest thing they want to come out of this preseason friendly against Lexington SC. And I'm going to start with Emerson Burris first.
I think the theme as of recent has been finishing in the final third and getting some goals. And so I'm hoping that we get some goals on the scoreboard. And I think it'll be a really good test because this is a team that we are going to be facing, and it's similar competition compared to what we've competed against in the preseason. So hopefully lots of goals.
Mao?
You're going to need to come out of there with a close to a starting lineup for day one. And because you haven't had that many opportunities, you won't have that many, you really won't have any after that. Coaching staff, we need to have some confidence on who their starting goalkeeper, starting right back, left back, and what formation. So coming out of that game, either you throw everything into the fire because it hasn't worked, or you come out of there pretty confident that what you've been doing so far is the direction you're going to go in, and you have your starting 11.
For me, I think health and happiness, I get all this on the technical side, and I agree with everyone. But right now, we're closing in. There's not everything's going to be intense starting the 23rd. So play loose, have fun, stay healthy. Lexington's got some barbecue, I assume, or something, and eat the local food and have a good time.
Lexington, North Carolina has got the barbecue. I'm not sure about Lexington.
Kansas City has the
no, but I
barbecue.
mean, but Lexington, North Carolina is famous for the North Carolina
what is
barbecue.
Kentucky famous for?
Bourbon.
Fried chicken. Yeah.
Oh, Kentucky.
Like worldwide.
Yep. And horses as well.
And
of course.
bourbon.
And bourbon.
bourbon.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, probably shouldn't have a lot of bourbon consumption on this trip, at least for the team.
Kirk up.
Who knows? But, we can...
Marshall.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. But I will say that what I want to see is cohesion. I want to see that come out of this. I want to see a greater... not even understanding, but sort of almost an innate feel for where everybody's going to be. Because you can get fooled a little bit playing down in competition, which is what it is when you're playing against college teams, which has been ever since Orlando Pride. That's what it's been. This will be the best test to show where are they in their progress. I've talked to a lot of people associated with the different teams that Sporting Jacks has played in these preseason closed-door friendlies. The college folks, are very impressed. You would expect that. You're going to have.
Yeah, it's like college all-stars.
These are even though Sporting Jacks is a very young team, it's all the best players from their colleges and their conferences and so forth, plus other pros who have established themselves. I think you learn a lot more when you're playing tougher competition, and that's something that I'm going to be very interested to find out from Stacey Balaam afterwards. As a side note, neither Emerson nor I, nor Tony nor Mal, will be making the trip, so there's only a certain amount in closed doors you can disclose anyway.
I just want to say I could if I wanted to.
You could go.
Yeah, it's not that I got cut. Okay, I just want to be clear.
Did I get cut?
We both got cut.
Wow.
Yeah, we both got cut. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't mean to start anything. I'm just kidding, Emerson. No one wants to go to Kentucky.
I would go.
I'm just playing.
I will say
I would too. I'm heading out to New Orleans.
It's a great flight, by the way. When you come down out of the clouds in the flying into Lexington, the horse fields and the horse farms are right there. It's great. Beautiful.
Sounds like The Simpsons.
It kind of has that feel to it, but without the tire fire or nuclear factory. So, a reminder that season tickets are now on sale for the Gainbridge Super League season. Tickets start as low as $10 per game for students. You have options for reserve seating, club seating, premium, and field side seating as well. The opener is a hot ticket for sure, and the best way to ensure you have your seats for that one is to become a season ticket holder, as thousands have already. Go to sportingjacks.com/tickets or call 904-863-KICK. Okay, part of what I have talked about and we have discussed on this podcast and elsewhere for a long time is the impact that the women's team can make. And I think we saw major impact this week as a result of a couple of things. On Tuesday evening, Briana Scurry and all of the Sporting Jacks keepers and goalkeeper coach Matt Cosgriff put on a goalkeeper clinic. Emerson was there down at Veterans Park in St. Johns County. Emerson, will you describe this for those who weren't there, what this was all about and your takeaways from it?
Well, I said on the radio show, it was freaking awesome. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. I mean, goalie is a very niche position, but there were probably 100 kids. All three keepers for Sporting Jacks were there. Head coach Stacey Balaam was there. I've never seen her so excited about soccer. She was working with the youngest group of kiddos, and she was encouraging them, and she was just having so much fun. A smile never left her face, and it was really cool to see Briana Scurry jumping into the different sessions and critiquing the form of these different young keepers. And then I talked with Jamie Gerstenberg after the clinic, and she said, I wish I had this when I was little. And she hopes to continue to get involved in the community in similar events.
And then on Wednesday, The business kickoff luncheon was held at the WJCT soundstage, same place we did the brand reveal back in, was it November of 2023? December
12th.
Yeah. 2023. That's right, 12.
I'm the archivist.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
Sure.
And Scurry gave the keynote address, which was rousing, tremendous.
Nailed it.
Yeah. We brought the entire team up on the stage. I don't know, 20, 25 tables worth of guests were there. And some were existing partners. Some are soon-to-be partners. Others are future partners. And, Tony, I just thought the vibe was just tremendous for that as well.
Oh, super good. And here's the thing for our podcast listeners that were unable to go. I recorded. I'm not in the broadcast group with you guys, so my skills on recording things aren't as good. But I did record Stacy's speech, and I don't know if anybody else did, but it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bry's was great too. I mean, the whole thing was really good, but I'm kind of fixated on Stacy's comments because she's there day to day. It's been 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, we're gelling. We're really, but it kind of just hit me. It was like family, and I was just ready to run through a wall after that.
And this was
amazing.
This was a big opportunity for Stacy as well, as she has said before on radio and elsewhere, and said during her speech. The reason she is in the United States, the reason she came to the United States to pursue a college soccer career was because she watched the 99ers.
Yeah.
She had Brandy Chastain and Mia Hamm posters on her wall.
She wouldn't be here.
She wouldn't. Literally would not be there on that stage with Briana
origin story. So here's the treat. If you're listening to this podcast and you want a copy of that, I'll send you a link to my to that speech.
All right, wonderful. It was great. And Mal, when we talk about impact. Yes, the games will have a certain level of impact, and mostly for the opportunity for young players to interact in post-game autographs or whatever it might be. These kind of events really remind us just the significance of the impact that the women's team is making and will continue to make, and then we'll have a whole nother set of impacts once the men's team launches.
Well, absolutely. I mean, when we talk about community, like we're all part of small little, parts of the community, parts of the fabric of the community. And the business community is one that does not, the Sporting Jacks doesn't exist without the business community. The same way it doesn't exist without the fans, the young players. But it doesn't exist without the business community. And that's really a community that we've been engaging with for a really long time. We've been telling them for a really long time about these kind of meetings and opportunities to network. So when you have, the soccer team that can kind of be the center of it, specifically with the women being the first women's professional organization, which draws a lot of interest. And then you have events like this, and then you bring in speakers like her, it's pretty special that people want to come out to support it. But what they get out of it is even bigger because they get to meet somebody else that can support their business, that they can now start having a relationship with. And all because of a little soccer ball and the impact that he has kind of, across the community. So it's great that he has tiny little fabrics all intertwined together to make a larger Jacksonville community. But that's what sports do.
The woven tapestry of the 904.
Yeah. Well, and I think, Mal, did you watch it? Because that really, you kind of highlighted like Briana's thing is like, it was really about this moment and about where we are in history and how we should really, kind of soak in the present that we're in. And it was really good. It sounded like you're echoing her for sure.
Yeah, I thought she hit all those notes so well. We'll put Tony's video on airmail and send it across the pond.
Yeah.
And Mal can pick it up at the Porto International Post Office.
Western Union.
Yeah. There we go. All right. For more on Sporting Jacks, be sure to check out the Sporting Jacks Report. Noon Saturday on NBC 12. Getting back to our normal time before the Premier League opens. More on that in just a moment. And you can join us every Tuesday at 6 for the Coaches Show on 1010XL with Mark Warbert and Stacey Balaam and me. We have a player join us each week as well. You can also listen live and on demand on 1010XL.com. And the Sporting Jack Soccer Hour every Thursday night at 6 on AM 930 Fox Sports Radio Jacksonville. Mauricio, Becky Burley, Emerson, when she's not busy doing all the things she's doing as well. So great ways to stay connected with Sporting Jacks. All right, the Premier League season kicks off on Friday. That's tomorrow as we record this in the Gemstone Media Studios. Liverpool, the defending champions, take on Bournemouth to open the campaign. Then Saturday, among the featured matchups, Aston Villa and Newcastle's a very interesting one for me. Brighton and Fulham looks like it'll be a very balanced matchup. Sunderland just promoted, hosts West Ham. Burnley just promoted, goes to Tottenham. And Man City opens at Wolves. Sunday, Chelsea against Crystal Palace. Forest and Brentford. And United against Arsenal. And then on Monday,
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football for Tony Allegretti as the recently promoted Leeds United welcome Everton to town. I'm assuming that's the matchup you'll be most intrigued by.
I really am. Going up to Leeds is always Ellen Road's like not easy. They're an amazing fan base. That's a big club.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have Calvert-Lewin, I think, and he's probably going to have a hat trick. So, this is just the Everton way. But really excited to see Grealish. I was Dewsbury Hall was a great signing. I mean, we've had a pretty good window so far, and it's not over. So, I'd say pretty good window. Actually, Grealish is since I've been alive and following Everton, which is about 1985, this is the biggest signing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mal, which matchup has your attention the most?
Well, just kind of piggyback on Tony a little bit, and no one's gonna win the league on match day one, but Everton can definitely lose the league on match day one based on how
Yes, we have that. We have that ability.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that doesn't go well, this is it. Like they've already nailed their coffin for the rest of the year.
Now I have to tell you, only Everton fans can be that negative about Everton. Like we're not going to put up with you being like that.
Yeah, I've just learned.
I'm just playing.
That's all it is.
Yes.
I'm actually quite interested on the Aston Villa Newcastle because they're two teams that are kind of moving towards, trying to be, the top four, top five. But there's been a lot of movement on both teams, a lot of ins, a lot of outs. Still not 100% sure what's happening with Isaac over in Newcastle. So I think a lot of eyes. And I think that's just a really good matchup of teams that what I will call disturbers to the top four, top five, and both of them have an opportunity, as they have in the last couple of years, to kind of interexchange in Champions League position. So I got my eyes on a matchup, and it's good football. Both play really, really, really good style of soccer. So it's a good match.
I'm most excited for the Man U Arsenal game. Growing up, the Premier League was always on in the family room, and my dad was an Arsenal fan. I wanted to be different. I'm now a Man U fan.
Oh, okay.
So maybe, depending on what time the game is, I will FaceTime with my dad, and we'll watch that together.
All right. The one I'll be looking forward to is Chelsea Crystal Palace. All these two clubs have done in the last 6 months is win hardware.
Yeah.
Chelsea winning the Club World Cup, Crystal Palace winning the FA Cup, and then the Community Shield. They'll both be playing
both
European
upsets.
competition.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's right. I think Chelsea is going to contend this year for the Premier League title. I may be wrong, but I think they are. Crystal Palace is certainly a club that could, is going to have to balance playing in the Conference League and the demands on the schedule with a lot of Thursday games and quick turnarounds. Is going to really stress the roster. So we'll see how that all plays out. But I think that's going to be a very interesting game to see how these two clubs that played a lot of played deep into tournaments last year, how they'll come out and open the competition. So we'll be looking forward to that. And each week we probably should come up with some kind of a little competition between the four of us on this podcast as it relates to the Premier League. So Tony, I'm going to put you in charge of coming up with that before.
Friendly wager?
Well, I mean, something.
No,
We'll figure it out.
something where we
week to week,
and then we track it.
Yeah.
And if we had a dub, then it goes into our thing. And if we I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll work through it, and we'll start it off air, and then we'll report back to you next week.
Wait, let's do this though, because it's the very start of the season.
Yeah.
Let's predict who's going to win it all.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and say Arsenal.
Okay.
I guess I have to say Man U.
You don't have to.
No,
Well, I'm going to.
Tony didn't say
I
Everton.
I did not want to say
Well-
Arsenal. But this is what I'm saying.
I'll say Man U.
That's good. That's not.
Mal?
It's a long shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to take Tony's, but you guys know Arsenal is my team, and I actually think that they've made the best purchase in the offseason based on needs. So I'm gonna go with Arsenal as well.
Nobody's giving the champs any kind of love right now. They're adding Florian Wirtz. They were so steady last year. I know there's been some change. I'm going to let let Liverpool go back to back here. I just think they need to have a shot to do that. So we'll see how that all plays out.
I've never wanted us all to be wrong so much in my life. Yeah.
Especially me, probably.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is the point in the podcast where Tony breaks format.
Right. So I don't really have much to interrupt us on. I would like to say that if you don't have your ticket for August 23rd, please do that.
Get it.
I don't like on Friday night and Saturday morning. If you've just left it, it's going to be. I mean, you'll be able to get it walk up and get it. We'll always have that, but that's more difficult than just get it. SeatGeek, go do it. And
SportingJacks.com/tickets 904-863.
Yeah, one of our guys, or buy it online.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Next week at this time, guys, we'll be previewing the upcoming matchup in the Gainbridge Super League. Can't wait. Absolutely cannot wait. For Mauricio Ruiz, for Tony Allegretti, for Emerson Burris, I'm Cole Pepper. Thanks so much for listening to The Sporting Pod.